let us get to the sticky, icky world of toxic Who fandom. Oh, so much fun, right? So much fun. So okay, let's do a little recap, right? Don't you share the screen? There we go. So this guy, George Shirt, who okay, is he a big deal? Isn't he a big deal? He doesn't. I don't get it. Like he's like I don't see him on YouTube. He's got 8,000, 7,000 followers. I've heard his name before. I think he's in the he's in that clique, right? That glitterati Doctor Who fandom clique, right? I think that's where he lives. I don't know. I don't know anything he's done, right? I don't know anything of him. Anyway, he's a kid. He's this little kid. He's 23 years old. He, him. Really? What a shock, right? Well, I look, he, him. This idea of putting your pronouns in your bio is essentially to normalize the idea that gender is fluid. Now, what happened to you, George, because you're young, that you've been lied to your entire life and given this insane propaganda that gender is a spectrum? It's not. It's not. And I'm sorry. Look, you're part of a generation that has been fucked over royally. I say that, unconditionally. And my generation is certainly to blame to a certain extent, right? We should have stopped. We should have just said no to participation trophies, right? We should have all just said no to participation trophies, but no. And it just bred a generation of the weakest people ever who cannot in any way cope with not being right or the bestest ever at everything, right? It's just that they're sad, shallow, pathetic, and dumb. And that's just their good qualities, right? And they also, because they're so screwed up, right? They're just a screwed up generation. And I'm not saying everybody, obviously. If you're a younger person, I'm not pointing my finger at anyone, right? I'm saying your generation has been genuinely fucked over, though. Like genuinely fucked over, right? And just look, why is Gen Z, not Gen Z, Gen X, who are the latest, the youngest, the newest generation, right? Why are they breaking hard for Trump? And yes, they are, because their inheritance has been taken away from them, right? This is a generation that will have less than their parents, right? And the American dream of having a white picket fence, a house that's yours, a home that you working hard. That's really a family that you care for and you pass on to the next generation. That's really, really under attack, right? That's really genuinely under attack. But again, the point is that we have this generation who cannot, the doughy, pathetic, useless people who just can't do anything, right? And they can't cope with anybody thinking differently from them, right? And they have this knee-jerk hatred. Oh, it's like this knee-jerk hatred, a dislike of the unlike. They are the greatest bigots. Any of everything. Anyway, so I got lumped in with 3 other YouTubers who are far more successful than me. You know why? Because I successfully take the piss out of them, right? So this is really the thumbnail that genuinely triggered them. Let me just share that screen. This one over here, because the Cass report is a game changer, right? So sexually mutating children is just pure kindness, and I don't care what science has to say. Oh, I feel so much more. Now, why do they hate this? They hate this because it takes the piss out of them, right? It takes the piss out of their world. For them, this is heresy. Right, it's as if it's like if somebody takes a Yeah, it's like what choosing Easter Sunday to be your trans visibility day, right? Heresy, literally heresy. For them, this is heresy. You're mocking their holy beliefs that can't be questioned, right? And so they had a meltdown. So my response to it on the last video was this thumbnail here, right? And here's the reality. I've encouraged children to castrate themselves so I can feel like a good person. That's true, right? George, whatever your name is, you're trying to encourage people to castrate themselves so you feel like you're a good person. That's very bad. You're not a good person, right? I mean, you could be, but you need to think. But the rabbi made sexy pictures that made my daughter bit single, and that's the bit that scared them. And my dick is too tight. Billy here saying you should really get out more, get out some more, right? So anyway, that's the scene set. That's such silly twats. Anyway. So he goes on like, oh God, all these are awful. Obviously, again, 23, him, filmmaker. What film you made, mate? Right? Film nerd. I'm glad you've defined yourself. But again, you seem like you're reasonably unfuckable, and you're trying to make an identity for yourself, right? But again, I don't know how I know his name. I haven't seen any of his work, and his work might be good, right? I just because I'm an arsehole, their work might be good. So anyway, so he was upset at me, using Millie Gibbs in my thumbnails, and I ripped the piss out of him, like absolutely ripped the piss out of him. The first thing is, why is he using asterisks instead of vowels in my name? If you say my name, am I gonna appear like Satan? And that's the thing, they see me as Satan because I am mocking their religion, right? That's really what it is. Also, the highly sexualized images of Millie Gibson is mocking their religion, right? Because they don't really understand how, they just know it's wrong, right? If you can say, well, can you explain to me what you think is wrong, their mind sees up. Another thing, 19-year-old Millie Gibson. Again, what's the difference that she's 19 years old? Just explain it to me, right? I mean, I think you're just trying to say I'm a cunt, but disingenuously, right? And the problem is I'm calling you out accurately. Onto an overtly sexual body. That is disgusting. It's normative heterosexual, right? Okay, heterosexuality. There was a guy apparently at a convention who presented Jenna Coleman with a AI nude photo of her to sign. That's a bit of an arsehole, right? That you're definitely being a massive arsehole, right? Look, if you know somebody who is in on the joke, that's different. Like John Barrowman famously Camille Kaduri was in makeup. He deposited his penis on her shoulder, right? And Camille Kaduri laughed it off because she's a good sort, right? A good sort, Camille Kaduri. And I ripped the piss out. So they took a scene from that, a clip from that, and said, "Someone collect their granddad." So, which again, it's a real lame comeback. 1 second. To which I replied, I think quite well. Where is it? Doink. Oh. It takes a genuine adolescent imbecile child to be able to tell the wonderful life achievement it is to be a grandparent and twist it into an insult. Again, this silly little boy. It's good to be a grandparent, right? Somebody collect their granddad. I understand I'm older than you, right? I also am on the other side of life than you, and I've had a very successful life, right? A life that you would enjoy having too. Right, a life of good close family, friends, successful business, successful career, right? I hate to tell you, look, I've lived the dream that you want to live, right? And I have done that by just being honest and not being a cunt like yourselves. Anyway. And it's amazing how quickly these anti-bigots run to ageist bigotry when cornered. And that really is it. Like, in a blink of an eye, like literally a blink of an eye, they're like, oh, no, we got to be kind. No, straight into ageist bigotry. Like, these kids are so dumb, they only ever see things in terms of immutable characteristics. It's so sad. I love this. 50% Dr. Uboga. Bruh, how is this man allowed in public? Okay, firstly, bruh, I doubt that you're black, right? I think you're pretending to be black. So you think that's cool because you're a loser, because you're a little white middle class loser, right? Like basically, why do you all of you have avatars, right? And none of you have your picture because you're all white, you're all middle class, and you're all losers, right? This guy needs to calm down and take a long look at the content he's putting out. I think the content he put out is fantastic. Like, oh no, I thought this guy actually had his professional exaggerator writer. Really, good for you. Doctor Who, Marvel, DC, sex vaxxed. What the hell does that mean? I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. WTF? Terrify face. And okay, the person with a Palestine flag in their bio, what, the raping and murdering of women, that's fine. Oh, totally, the murdering of babies, totally fine. Is that murder babies? No, we don't. But what about the 30,000 children that you killed in the genocide? They were human shields. They were a far lower number than that. England kills a lot more people, a lot more civilians than Israel does. And you had no qualms about it. You had no qualms about killing civilians when you're doing it, when it's Desert Storm, whether it's Hiroshima, whether it's Dresden. You're fine with that. You're okay with that. Is he okay? Well, I understand why you may think that because I actually am okay. But here's a great one. I love this. I absolutely love this one. Benjamin Cook. Fine. So let me backtrack because I'm going to snip this little bit out. Right. So Benjamin Cook. Again, I'm dealing with woke scolds who are upset that I have sexualized thumbnails. Now the joke is that, well, there's many layers of joke, but the joke is that Doctor Who's been highly sexualized and they've cheered it every step of the way. Yay! Representation, trans representation, gay representation. Yay! Oh, we got to make it easier to kids to transition. You don't want them to kill themselves, do you? Don't argue with me. There's no evidence of that whatsoever. In fact, I think you're genuinely damaging children because you are a narcissist, right? And a deep narcissist at that. Anyway, so Benjamin Cook, right? Benjamin Cook, he chimes in and said, ugh, he's the worst. I blocked him a while ago. I'm sorry you've had to cross paths with that odious toad. So let me tell you the story of Ben Cook. Little Benny Cook. This is my interaction with him, right? So one time he was ranting and said, how dare women not allow trans women into their spaces? What's wrong with them? Right, to which I commented, some women prefer spaces designed for women without penises. It's crazy, I know, but I think they should be allowed to decide what they want. Right? I worded it better than that because it was a real they completely cut him down. He went ape shit, right? He went absolutely ape shit, right? He took a video of me and edited bits of me screaming together, you're nearly 50, or you're 50. I'm like, yeah. So then I turned it around. Again, ageist, straight away. That's the first thing they do. These kids. So Benjamin Cook, talented guy, right? Genuinely talented guy. At the time he was nearly 40. Now he's what, 45? And it's tragic, right? He's absolutely tragic. Here, let's have a look at his profile for a second. Because look at this. This is cool, Ben, if you're 20. right? If you're 20 and this kind of guy, that's super duper cool, right? If you're 45, right, and you're still a loser doing the same shit you were doing when you were 20, it's a tragedy, right? Your life is a tragedy, right? A man with genuine talent. Although I have to tell you, that the Dalek edit he did was shit. And I'm not the sort of person who says everything you do is bad if I don't like you, right? If you did it, I went into it with open mind, even though I think you're a bit of a disingenuous cunt, right? I went into an open mind, and I was really. I would have been happy if the whole thing worked. I thought the colorization, really just didn't work. It didn't seem like it was in color to me, and the editing was choppy. It didn't work. I'm sorry, and I was happy that it didn't work because I don't like you, right? I don't like Ben Cook, but I wouldn't pretend it didn't work because I don't like him. That's what losers do. That's what people like Ben Cook does, right? So anyway, he said, "You're nearly 50." So I said, "Ben, you are you said, yes, Ben, I'm 50. I have my wife I've been married to. I have a 30-year-old marriage. I have great children who are grown to adulthood and are successful and happy. I have a house I paid for. I have a successful career. I look back at my 50 years and I'm very happy, right? Look at you. Right, you're nearly 40. You're still doing the same loser shit that you did when you were 20. Right, you're single. You don't have kids. You're again, your life stalled when you were 20. Right, and again, you had every opportunity in the world. You had opportunity. You were in with Russell T Davies, probably one of the most influential people in the British television scene. And you wrote a book with him, right? And you're talented, and you pissed all that away to be this, it's pathetic, right? It's pathetic. So that's what happened when we locked horns, right? When me being the odious toad, Ben, you're get a life. I mean, and I mean that not in a mean way, but get a life. Like, for God's sake, again, what, you're 45? You can't just be wrong and move on. No, like, mate, when people go, it's sad. This actually is sad, right? Spelling out his fantasies sure is a way to try and make himself look better. I think this is generally everybody's fact. Like, again, explain this to me. Whose fantasy is this not exactly? Who it would be like, oh no, that looks awful. No, I think this is most normal people would have that sexual fantasy, right? And so it makes you kind of uncomfortable, and it's fun. So Andrew says, if that creep downplaying his bigotry wasn't toxic enough. Again, I'm not downplaying my bigotry. I've yet to see your bigotry. I've been called a bigot because I don't think encouraging children to sterilize themselves, right, and to amputate parts from their body so they could never have an orgasm, right? I think that's so sick and so evil. And I think the reason you did it is so you could feel like you're good people, which is such a sick, evil thing in the world to do. So again, what bigotry am I downplaying? Right? Who do I not like based on their immutable characteristics? Right? I don't know what group it is. Right? What group is it? There's also a thumbnail with sexualized AI image of Billy Gibson in the same video. I know. I'll take the piss out of you. So, Faris. Oh man, I hope Faris has got himself a girlfriend. Look, when he does get himself a girlfriend, I think he's going to have a much happier life, right? Look, here's the thing. I understand he's a wheelchair user. God bless him, right? I don't think that needs to define you. I mean, I know it's easy for me to say, right? But like, everybody's scared they can't get laid, right? Everybody's scared of rejection, right? what attracts women is bravery and confidence. And if you're able to, and you don't even have to really be brave and confident, you just need to blag your way through it, right? And Jimmy, this is good advice I'm giving it, right? You just need to be able to blag your way through it and appear confident, right? Then that cuts through whatever physical off-putting thing you have. I saw another bit where it says it's sexually normative to find his uncanny valley AI women attractive. Again, is it sexually normative to find this attractive? I think the only honest answer you could give is yes, right? It is normative, right? It's weird to not find this attractive. Okay, so yes, that's what they're sexually normative. And anybody who thinks otherwise is sexually now. Yes, 100%. Yeah, if you're look, if you're gay, I get it. You're not into the chicks, right? You might have a thing for black women. You might like small tits. You might like big. Everyone's got their own thing. This is a very general, normative, carry on, Benny Hill idealized version of what people find attractive. Yes, right? And you ask, sexually inadequate. I would say more. I think throwing, not that you don't agree with me, but like being scared of it and throwing, I'm like running, crying from it. Yeah, I would say that rather. That would make you sexually inadequate, right? Because you're just not out there. You need to be interacting with people more. Beyond the obvious creep factor, nothing screams being secure in your sexuality like generating fake women to look at. Again, how am I in any way insecure in my sexuality, right? I am very, very, very secure, right? I am. Don't get me wrong. God bless. I've nothing against anybody gay. I know I'm not gay, right? And there's so many gay people think you should give it a try. No, I'm not up for that. I'm not up for giving being gay a try, right? It's not for me, right? It's vive la difference, baby, right? Conrad says, I generally wonder what people if some people understand what normal is. No, that's also the truth, right? And again, he's part of a generation that's been genuinely screwed over with the weirdest shit ever, right? And they don't know up from down, right from wrong. Dragzilla, I love this. Dragzilla, who is a 23-year-old, him, autistic, horror, drag, and other thing. Be kind. So he's a drag queen. That means, okay, darling, you're basically a sex worker, which is fine, but you're not a font of wisdom, right? You're not a font of wisdom, darling, right? So this, I think, is hilarious. The comment is, this makes it worse. This guy was commenting on my videos. I said, he was saying, "Oh, you just want to fuck, you want to fuck underage Victoria Woodward or something along those lines." So I said, "Dude, you never even watched Doctor Who if you genuinely believe the fictional Victoria Woodville, played by the adult Deborah Watling, is a minor, an expression of paedophilia." And again, if we're talking about questionable sexual attitudes, would you please explain to me why you've been pushing children to chemically and surgically alter their bodies, rendering them infertile and impotent? That's really sick stuff, mate. But you kept screaming anybody who wasn't into that is a bigot as well, didn't you? And crickets. Exactly. Right? This makes it worse. What, that I smacked you down again? Well, worse for you, right? Worse for you. Who actually wastes their life watching this shit? Oh, everybody here. The repetitive. That's fair. That's a fair criticism. Pessimistic. I think I'm very optimistic. I do. Rambling. Rambling. So, I think rambling is slightly unfair, but a little bit fair, right? Of a bigoted fossil. Like again, who am I bigoted against? I don't even understand. Who don't I like? I'm really fascinated. Who don't I like, right? That has never actually met a woman before. I have a wife and kids. I regularly have sex. I don't know how to tell. I don't know how to be more plain than that. I have, quite a fulfilled life, I should say. And then the last thing, right? After woke scoldery, you have this person posting link in the bio. Let's see more about her link in the bio. Okay. Right? Who is she? Pussy in bio. Okay. But I love like woke scold, and all that. Can you understand it? No. Anyway, and the funny thing about toxic fandom is they're so stupid. God bless them. They're so stupid. Isn't that worth a sterilization of an entire group of people so they cannot breed? Eugene something. I don't know. I'm sure they'll stumble across it at some point, right? I saw stumble across it. So I did just stumble across, and I wish I bloody had them. Is this? Ncuti's out promoting Doctor Who, and he's on the cover of Entertainment Weekly. Hi. This is infantile shit. What's going on? Look, he's got a remote control for hands on a giant clock he's walking around. God, yeah, that, right? God, dude, I just hope you can bring it, because so far you haven't. I've seen nothing to justify this smugness. Like, genuinely, I've seen nothing at all to possibly justify this insane level of swagger, right? I mean, even a smile now, I'm less like, I gotta see him be able to do something rather than just ponce around, right? This little person is Doctor Who, says David Marlin. It's Ncuti Gatwa. It's all about him, and that's the one thing. Yes, everything about this era is about Ncuti, right? Oh, look at me. It's like Zoolander is doing Doctor Who. Fuck, that's what this is. Zoolander Who. Look at this. Oh, I'm so fucking cool. Oh, I'm so cool. Oh yeah, look at me. I'm wearing a dress and pants. I mean, that was it. He stepped over. Like, who came up with the idea of this? It's even a stupid idea. Like, who thought this would be a great video? I mean, it's better than Doomsday. I'll give you that, right? But not much. Gonna answer Ncuti Gatwa is the narcissist. To a certain extent, I agree with you, right? I do it, but I don't know. I don't actually think it's entirely his fault, because he's just been told he's the greatest thing ever, right? He's just been told he's like the it person. Can't I say not even the music invokes Doctor Who. It invokes the current Doctor Who, right? Which is all about spectacle. Man, I think this is gonna fail. Right, it's a kilt power. I really think, and like, I think there's just gonna be so much egg on so many faces. I know, right? I mean, they're going to make it for a good few years, like 2 years minimally, right? But I don't know. I don't know. I mean, oh man, it doesn't look very good, does it? Yeah. What does look good? Here, let me see if I can find a picture of it because these are. Okay, fine. Like, let me pull this up. The is some picture. It was the new character options. Movenos. Is this yeah? This is the design for it. 1 second. Doink. Okay, fine. There it is. Okay, so I do think these things look freaking awesome. Here, we go over here. Now, I'm not buying it because like the shipping in this country is shipping to Israel. It's going to be like it'll be. Here, let me share the screen. Like shipping to Israel, it's like $40 to start, £40 to start with, and then probably another 30, 40 to ship. So like that's like £80 already, right? It's ridiculous, right? It's just absolutely crazy. Yeah, 1 second. But it's freaking gorgeous at the same time. Maybe I'm just pulling up the pictures of it, which are like fantastic. Yeah, 1 second. Fine. Let me just get the images. Doink, doink, doink. So here, let's have a look, see what this is. Free UK delivery for everything else. Oh, so you get free delivery in the UK. So you get here. How do I make this bit bigger? You can't. That's annoying. I do like the packaging. Yeah, 1 second. Can I? If I do that, do I get a bigger image of it? There you go. I do like the packaging. I love the Mavella. I already have that Dalek, right? That's one reason, right? I'm not buying it, right? Maybe if it had, I don't know, a Michael Wisher, not Michael Wisher, a David Goddard, Davros, right? That would like covered in cobwebs. That would be a great addition, right? You will need a bit of a respot on the face. My Destiny Dalek with the bombs. But yeah, look, I love the background of the packaging. That's again, I love that sort of attention to detail, right? It's really beautiful. Yeah, let's say over here. Let's see, get a better image of that. Image address. We'll go over here. Go there. Doink. Right. I mean, like I would display them with. I would save the background, right, and I would display it. The Dalek with the bombs on, fantastic. But I think it would really be better with a. Do they have the Romana as well? I think yes, they already have that. The Destiny Romana. I don't know. But £40. So how they describe it. Inspired by the 1979 Destiny of Dark, these 3 new figures online exclusive presents 2 main protagonists of the story, the Mavellans and the Daleks, in a striking new, beautiful Mavellan robot figures. Each come with a blaster accessory. Can you take out their battery pack, right? By the way, do you reckon they have, what can I say, naughty bits? I mean, like, can you take out that battery pack? Bend them over, say for example, and just whatever happens, baby. Is it ethical? Are they I guess they are intelligent and self-aware. So no, you can't do that, right? You've got to get the earlier model. And again, with the battery pack taken out, right? And they obviously thoroughly cleaned before putting it back. While Dalek figure is pre-loaded with bombs. All figures are 5.5-inch scale, come in various points of articulation. Blah blah blah. Here, so let's look at some of the images. Share screen. It is over here. So I got the wrong one. Ah! Yeah, what's it? Share screen. Doink. So I think these are gorgeous. They really do. I love the disco the disco android thing, right? I just think they're very, very cool, right? And I like they have a black one and a white one. Here, what's that? The white one. What's this one? Here you go. Sorry, because I like to kind of like get the how multicultural the Mavellans were, right? I like the Mavellans. Oh man, it's very cool, right? I think. Do I like the Mavellans because they had that really, really cool spaceship, right? Which was much better with the new effects. That spaceship was very cool. I like that. Fine. Let us move on. Doink. Oh, it's late already. I always say that, don't I? Fine. Okay, let me close some windows so I can see what I'm doing. JK rolling. We want to get. Oh, we did that one already. Jodie Whittaker's finest moments. It was me, Eki Thorpe. I was my finest moment. Oh, here I forgot to show you. So here, this is the this is the Dalek one. I mean, it's a lovely figure. It really is. It really is a lovely figure. They could have done like some of the crap ones they used to blow up, right? The vacuum form, cheapy looking Daleks. Yeah. I know. These are just gorgeous. Listen, if it was 2018, I will buy that without blinking. Right? We don't live in that economy anymore, right? We don't live in that economy anymore. So yeah, let's get to the master. God help us. Why? Why, you ask us? Why do they taunt us so? I don't know. Where are we up to? Fine. Doink. Doctor Who theory explains how season 14's master could be the most powerful Time Lord ever. Oh, so we just decided Jinkx Monsoon is 100% the master at this point, right? Has to be definitely the master. Really? I don't think so. Doctor Who season 14 trailer reveals a character who many believe is the latest iteration of the famous villain, with their powers being a big clue. Yeah, look, the Darcy never had powers to make notes appear and take people over or something, right? Doctor Who season 14 could see the return of the Master, the legendary villain, boasting powers never seen from the Time Lord before Time Lord. So anyway, they're starting off saying the Master's coming back, and we know because it's nothing like the Master. Like, not a thing. Not even close. Okay. As one of the longest running Doctor Who characters, the Master has been shown in many forms through the decades. Every actor to play the Master in Doctor Who has brought something fresh to the role. That's fair. Sacha One, right? Sacha One being the most recent to appear. And honestly, I think they would have, especially with how they've it's how much they've embraced the Jodie era, that they really should continue him. He was like one of the things that worked in the Jodie era, right? Very few things did. Such ones have been on screen. However, one theory says the one's take won't be the most up-to-date iteration. God, I hate this picture of Jinkx Monsoon. The Doctor Who season 14 trailer filled and loaded with imagery and compelling footage to get speculation in full flow ahead of the coming episodes. While there are various reasons certain parts of the trailer shouldn't be taken on face value, one train of thought suggests that the Master is featured under a different name and a new face. Paired with other evidence, it's very possible this potential new version of the Master could be the most threatening yet. Does that look like the most threatening Master yet? Really? Like, it looks ridiculous. I'm sorry. It looks ridiculous. I don't know, Russell. What were you thinking? Oh, you wanted to think that you wanted Jinkx Monsoon to come in your mouth. That's what you think. That's what you're thinking. Fine. So Jinkx Monsoon is making a Doctor Who debut, and they're all so excited about it. Like, it's weird, mate. This is all weird, right? Weird. Don't be so bloody weird. Be normal for once, right? What am I saying? So Jinkx Monsoon is making a Doctor Who debut in the upcoming episode 2, The Devil's Called. One reason that I don't think Jinkx Monsoon is a master, other than it being stupid, is that it's like, when we're going to get there, it's going to be not a big deal, right? I'm sorry. Doctor Who press release described Monsoon's character as the most powerful enemy yet. However, what's interesting is the fact that Monsoon's character is called Maestro. Okay. I mean, again, who cares? Which is translated from the Italian meaning master. It's not so subtle a hint means Monsoon's latest regeneration of the master. Then character won't align with the description being the Doctor's most powerful adversary. The master certainly is a threat, but the Doctor's the most worst villains. So, okay. Of course. It's possible that it's merely building on the name Maestro. It's probable, right? Probable. Playing on the name Maestro, advantages of the title music connotations. Monsoon's character in the trailer is shown to have powerful manipulate music to some degree, with Ruby being trapped in sheet music and somehow leap from the page. Yeah, whatever. If the Maestro Master connection is too much to ignore, in a show like Doctor Who, Monsoon's new version of the Master may very well gain the ability, which will go some way to explaining as our main character as Doctor Who's most powerful enemy. Oh, I mean, like, you really are clutching at straws at this one, darling. You really super duper are. The theory, the Toymaker's tooth has made the Master more powerful. Fuck. By maybe. Who gives a shit? As well as some unexpected powers. A third and final installment of Doctor Who 6th anniversary of The Giggle revealed that Neil Patrick Harris, Toymaker, had trapped the Master in his gold tooth while the Master wasn't free during the episode. The defeat of the Master led to the tooth being flung from the jaw of Harris and recovered by an unknown figure. As proven by Ncuti Gatwa's 15th Doctor using the Toymaker's residual power to duplicate his TARDIS, the logic of the Toymaker's ability isn't straightforward. If the Master has been released from their unusual imprisonment, I would say usual imprisonment, and was somehow absorbed even into a fraction of the Toymaker's power, then I would love to hear a Master versus Toymaker box set from Big Finish. That would be really good. Sometimes it'll be even a fraction of the Toymaker. Actually, Neil Patrick Harris was such good casting for the Toymaker. I really think that worked. Right? So look, when I say it works, I'll tell you I think it works. This would explain how that Maestro is capable of being the Master, also boasting the blah 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 blah. A more powerful Master would be great for a Doctor Who new era. I actually don't think so. I like that they were equally matched, right? They both worked on their wits against each other, right? I really thought that was much better. The Master works when being a reflection of the Doctor, right? Not being like, but there's got to be some similarities, and if there isn't, right, it just doesn't work, right? It just doesn't work at all. Despite being one of Doctor's iconic averages, it's been a while since the Master was a generous threat. While bringing the Master back once again will be a welcome addition to Doctor Who season 14 and beyond. The character would need an overhaul to be perceived in as a truly dangerous individual. I don't think so. Go back to basics, right? If Monsoon's Maestro is indeed the next, I mean, honestly, I think Sash Dewan will really bounce well off Ncuti Gatwa as well. Is indeed the next Master. Then the power that will cause Ncuti Gatwa's 15th Doctor some very real problems. What is this? Space Babies. Oh God. With Rossi Davis coming back. Okay, fuck. I stop. I can't, right? It's dumb beyond dumb. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Okay, but again, as always, you want to see good Doctor Who, you have to look outside of official Doctor Who into fandom. Now, Ian Levine has been recreating the Dalek Master Plan, and I've seen the episodes thus far, and for me, they haven't worked as yet, right? Because I just feel it lacks flow of movement, right? Because they're using the same stills over and over again. I've just seen the new one. I'm going to look at a couple of clips. It's such a leap forward, right? This one is a massive leap forward. And again, I've said all along, even though I didn't think it was great, it was not my cup of tea, I have mad respect for Ian Levine for this. I really do. So let's have a quick look at episode 4. No, what episodes are Dalek Master Plan? What episodes are missing? Hang on. I mean, what episodes do they have? Episodes missing 9 episodes. So 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they got 2 and 10, right? Fine. So where are we? So this one definitely is AI. So this stuff, okay, not so hard to do, right? Oh, okay, you took Daleks against Bat, but that's still getting better.
Back on course 707, heading for Earth.
This stuff I found, this clearly generated by AI, but this is exactly what I said they did. They need to make more images to animate.
She wanted to save our lives, and perhaps the lives of all the other beings of the solar system.
Oh, this is when Katharina kills herself, I think. Oh, so that clip they already have.
She didn't understand. She couldn't understand.
Again, this I find such a massive leap forward. All right, look at this. This is, again, incredible.
Yes, Guardian.
Oh, that's a bit of
maybe in association with some other creatures. But we don't know where from.
When you catch Viol and Gantry, you catch them too.
The quantum massive leap forward. So impressive. Again, so much mad respect for Ian Levine for this. But you see AI improving with each iteration, right? Oh yeah, so I forgot Maverick Chen has a weird way of holding a pen. So we'll see Sarah Kingdom.
So you will understand that it's absolutely essential that this M of Terranium is returned to me.
Of course. Every precaution for its safety will be taken.
Yeah, I just wish Ian Levine had the same budget that the official one has, right? The official one, they paid about £30,000 or dollars an episode. Ian Levine's putting 2,000 in. And again, thank you, Ian. And he gets so much shit. It's so disgusting. And he gets shit. I feel good. He gets shit from the same people like that I get shit from, right? But again, oh man, we are in such a different universe. But he hates Trump. He thinks Trump's the worstest ever. But God bless him. I like Ian Levine. He's very it is idiosyncratically Ian Levine. Who will you hear from? Always Ian Levine. Now I have to tell you, I've become such an Ian Levine fan, right? Because of Type 40, right? I always like Ian Levine. I don't agree with all his views, right, on everything. I think he's I think I would disagree on some things. But man, I got so much mad respect for him, right? And quite rightly so, right? I have so much mad respect for him. He's he always pushes forward, and he's like an old man now, and he's not well, and he always pushes forward, right? And he works hard, and he does it for the betterment of the world. I mean, genuinely, and he he gets treated like shit, right? It's one thing to like not be reverent to him, but to treat him like shit as well. I think that's a real problem, right? So Josh draws Richard Bignell, Benjamin Cook. I don't know anything about Richard Bignell. I know Benjamin Cook's a douchebag, right? As the three most arrogant, judgmental lowlifes in the entire world of Doctor Who fandom, all three are lower than a Coleman Forest. Fuck me. Like, for example, Ian hates Trump. I'm a big Trumpster, right? He'll probably be very upset to hear I'm a Trumpster, right? And I got mad respect for Ian Levine. I do. I have mad respect for him. Josh Ness is such a positive influence on Doctor Who and seems to be a decent person all around. Please don't jump to conclusions about others in such a rash way. So he replied, he intentionally stole my clips, knowing full well that they were clearly marked for exclusive use for my group. For years, I turned the other cheek to his barefaced lies about me. That's the thing. It's one thing that he stole the clips, right? It's one thing that he stole the clips. But it's a totally other thing that he lies about it in his podcast, but this also but this contains too much malice to ignore, like a spoiled brat and a player. And again, the reason why it's coming is because of the positive press that Ian Levine's got, because he's been such a decent. I mean, like, really, these Type 40 appearances have done him proud, right? Okay, about liar. So again, it's always children, right? It's literally always children. He, him. Like, dude, you're a kid, right? Grow up. Actor, director, activist, Whovian. No, God, you're none of those things, right? I bet he's genuinely none of those things. Well, one of the people who's actually an actor. By the way, ceasefire now. The people who turned down a ceasefire, I think you'll find are Hamas, Starboy. Ceasefire now, fuck you. This is weird. Doctor Who star Peter Davison teases returns to the show after David Tennant's dual appearance. Now, this I can be up for. Okay, I like a bit of David Tennant. Peter Davison. That being said, this hasn't been really happening with him, Big Finish, for a long time. Doctor Who, Peter Davison starred in the fifth incarnation of the Doctor, whilst his now son-in-law David Tennant has appeared twice as the 10th and 14th incarnation of Time. Yeah, that is all true. That is indeed all true. Where are we up to? Peter Davison has teased the return of Doctor Who as he revealed David Tennant's real reason for returning to the BBC show. The acclaimed actor appeared as the fifth Doctor back in the 1980s, while his daughter Georgia Tennant appeared in one episode. It was very hot in that episode. Georgia Tennant, arguably one of the most famous. David Tennant, arguably one of the most famous Doctors. I don't really rate him, but okay. Like right now, I'm like, that is the absolute bottom of pile of Doctor Who I will go to watch, right? I'm really not interested in a David Tennant Doctor Who, right? Again, I have to say, David, mate, aren't you ashamed? You really should be, right? I'm one of the most famous. Again, I'm sorry the chickens are being woke or coming home to roost, but that's what's happening. That's 100% what's happening. All right. We're up to the most famous Doctors. His son-in-law all started the 10th and 14th incarnation of the Doctor. David made his return to the role just recently. Before Ncuti Gatwa took over. In a chat with the Mirror, Peter has now had his say on David's Doctor's regeneration into Ncuti Gatwa's regeneration, explaining the by regeneration consequence he can now make a return to the show. Well, that's true. I mean, like that's one of the reasons it was written for, and it's a dumb one, right? It's a really dumb one. Yeah. I mean, like, you could have had a regeneration explosion, but they're having David Tennant and Ncuti Gatwa together. Oh, it's just dumb. I'm sorry. The way you did it was dumb. Having them together as well. The whole boundary is an interesting concept. The thing is, I don't really quite understand it. No one does. I was a huge fan of Doctor Who, but I'm not a mad fan as a mad fan of Doctor Who. The boundary basically apparently means that my doctor sticks this and so can be brought back at any point. Even my older self to do a new story. I think that was the intention. That was the intention, right? And I can understand why you got swept away with it, right? But it was a bad idea. Rosalie Davis caught the ire of a few fans because the very fact that it suddenly meant the doctors had actually regenerated. There was always another one out there growing out of one. I mean, again, rather than by generation, right? Which was just a dumb idea, right? Well, it really was just. I'm sorry, you gotta have like he was hit by some weird regeneration energy or some weird toy maker plasma energy shit something as he's like regenerating, causing like this regenerative explosion. And he okay, fine. So here's what it is, right? Here's what it is, right? All right, this is much better than what they did. Fine. So the with that big laser rifle thing, and eventually he's like, and his antenna's going on, and Toymaker gets carried away, and it hits him with a burst of lightning, like the Emperor from the Star Wars, like, right? And that causes a regenerative explosion, and you have the new Doctor Ncuti Gatwa, the new Doctor Ncuti Gatwa, like, just regenerated, right? And he's got to get up, and he's suddenly got to fight the toy maker, and he's got to deal with it. And it looks like he's doing okay. Then it looks bad, and it looks bad, and just as it looks bad, right? You have a massive glowing regenerated bam that gets up as the 14th Doctor, right? And the idea is, because of this weird regenerative explosion, there might be a few more of me out there, as he says as he goes down, right? And then he can go off and retire if you want, right? That would have been better than by generation, right? That really would have been better. Like, let's invent this whole new thing for no reason whatsoever, right? That's the problem. It's like there was no reason given at all. Fine, and that way you could say, there might be a few more of me out there. There was another one growing. Okay, Peter explained that he doesn't watch the show anymore, as he explained why David Tennant made his return to the show. Doctor is not really my thing to watch anymore. Well, because it's generally speaking shit. I used to watch it with my two sons when they were young. I used to have to explain to them. But as they got older and I got older, they would have to explain it to me. So they then they stopped watching with Jodie Whittaker, I imagine. Because they went to university. I sort of really caught up with it. Quite a few seasons behind. Yeah, I guess from Capaldi onwards, is my guess. The first time he did it because he was a big fan of the series, and I thought his career was going terrifically well, and he couldn't resist coming back. He wanted to be the 10th to the 14th. Yeah, okay. Oh, okay, that's such a misleading. Doctor Who sort of teases the return of the. No, he doesn't. That was pure bullshittery, mate. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.